Welcome back to the Burn Bootcamp podcast. My name is Trisha Pena. I'm the Vice President of Marketing at Burn Bootcamp, and I'm joined by...
Hi, guys. I'm Matt Morris, VP of Fitness. Welcome back. We got a good episode coming to you today.
Yeah.
Different format.
It's Tuesday. So on Tuesdays, we usually talk about kind of trending topics, and we thought we'd have a little fun with this one today. Matt and I have known each other for a long time, and I've kind of seen a little bit of his fitness journey. He's seen a little bit of mine, but we thought it'd be fun to do like a rapid fire question session, really about just kind of our take on health and fitness. So we both have 5 questions. I did get a little sneak peek on what his are.
Shouldn't have showed her.
I know. We weren't supposed to show each other, but I can't honestly remember what they are. And we're going to try to answer them as fast as we can.
And honestly as we can.
Yeah. So I think as you're listening, and if there's something that we say or hear, like tag us in the comments, let us know if you relate or if you're like, that's crazy. We want this to be engaging. That's the whole goal of this.
And if you guys really like this type of format, we'll bring it back, because I kind of like it, of writing down questions instead of maybe a fitness topic we can ask. There are topics within these questions, but again, you probably are asking yourself these same questions. Yeah. So it might be good for you guys to hear from us, and then you could end up sending us questions to answer too.
Yes, please do that. All right, Matt, you want to go first?
You go first.
All right, I'll go first. Okay, so if you don't follow Matt on social media, you should, because he sometimes likes to share his food. So I want to know, what do you eat in a day?
What do I eat in a day? So it's usually the same Monday through Friday, because I'm too lazy to either make my food or even think about planning my meals out. But I'm also, before I tell you what I eat, I'm a very boring human being. So I don't care if I eat the same thing over and over and over again. I know there's people who are like, man, how do you do that? I don't care. I do want the food to taste good, but it doesn't matter what I eat. So really Monday through Friday, I really don't eat too early. What I've started to do recently is when I work out in the morning around 5:30, when I get home and I have a protein shake, and I mix a spoonful of Jif natural peanut butter. There is no other better kind than that. So if you like crunchy, you can miss me with that.
Shout out
creamy natural. So with the brown cap, a scoop of that. And then I'm a big fan of blueberries. I put a bunch of blueberries in there. And then Fairlife chocolate milk. If you want your world rocked with good protein, put that in there. So that's the first thing I eat. That's around 7 a.m. I used to not do that at all. I used to be fasted until like 12. I can't really do that anymore, because I have felt better eating something, especially high protein, after I work out. I do the live at 9, and then I really don't eat again until 11:30, 12, depending on my day. And that first meal is a lot of white rice. So I'm a huge white rice proponent. It tastes better than brown rice to me. It's fluffier. I like sticky rice, so that's why I like white rice. Beef, so I don't eat chicken anymore. I know we've had this conversation about red meat and chicken. I used to eat chicken a lot. I feel better on red meat. That's just me personally. And then I'm a huge avocado fan. So I have a whole avocado in that. And that meal's pretty big, because I don't eat a lot of meals during the day, so I got to get my calories high per meal. And then I have 5 hard-boiled eggs.
Jeez Louise.
5? So 5. And then
oh my gosh,
I work, I come home, I eat dinner. So really I only eat 2 big meals and a protein shake. That last meal, it rotates between breakfast sandwiches, like homemade breakfast sandwiches, meatballs and white rice. I eat pizza every Friday. But yeah, I'm pretty boring. And but the thing for me is, though, I got to feel good during the week, because I got to work out well. The Burn Bootcamp Live is very demanding in a 45-minute, where I got to talk all the time and work out a lot of the time. So I got to eat good quality food. So that's what I eat. Again, don't follow my diet, because it might not work for you. But I found out what's worked for me, and I found the foods that I feel best on.
Do you just eat the hard-boiled eggs just like straight up? Like, do you just take bites? Because that's
have you ever done the saltine cracker challenge?
No.
So there's a saltine cracker challenge that came out when I was in college. Like, can you eat 6 saltine crackers in a minute? And I was like, I can do that. So I did it, and then that's pretty much how I eat my hard-boiled eggs. I don't have a lot of time where I like peel them off real quick and I just boop, pop one in.
I feel like this is a TikTok challenge. We need to get
make sure you got water nearby because you don't want anyone to choke. But if anyone is hearing this that works with me, they see me eat hard-boiled eggs by the whole. I look like a sumo wrestler, just popping them in.
I didn't know. I work with you, and I didn't know you did that.
Yeah. Sometimes I eat 10 eggs a day. There's nothing wrong with that. People might think so, but
well, I think that it's protein, right? So you're getting your protein from a natural source. So I see what you're doing there.
Yep.
But interesting. Okay.
So that's what I eat in a day. You would think probably it's more, but it's not. Okay. You ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
What are your top 3 favorite exercises and why?
Ooh, and why? Okay. My first one would be walking lunges.
Okay.
Why? Because I know they're beneficial. I also hate them at the same time. I hate every single rep.
Shout out to anyone who hates walking lunges.
When I'm doing them, I try and pick up the heaviest weight I possibly can. My grip strength is challenged in that moment. But I think that as I've progressed in my fitness journey, I now like exercises that challenge me. So it's like I hate them. I really do hate them, but then I love them. I love how I feel afterwards. I love knowing that I'm getting the benefits from them. I've worked a lot on my form on walking lunges. I used to have terrible form, so my back always hurt. So now I think I've gotten my form nailed down. So that's probably number 1. Number 2 would be a full burpee.
Ooh.
I know people you love to hate full burpees. Burn Boot Camp, we love a burpee at Burn Boot Camp. I like to see where I'm at. I think it's a really good test of strength and endurance. I mean, what can your body do? Some days it's more than others. How many can I do in a row? The SAC is something that I like to just do because you have to do 25 full burpees. And so I feel like that's just a good kind of test case of where I'm at, especially if I maybe have stopped working out 5 days a week, which is typically what I try and do. So I would say full burpee is second. And then my third one, why are you laughing?
I think people just gave the throw up emoji to these first 2, but I like them.
Well, I mean, you got to learn to like the ones that are going to benefit you the most, right? And my last one is running. Running is like my outlet. It's like my therapy.
Don't sign me up for that.
I love a good just long run. I also love a sprint.
I was going to say, are you talking about steady state? You're talking about sprints?
Both. Sign me up for either one.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right.
That's that. My turn.
I like all those. Sprints outside of running. Don't sign me up for a 5K or half marathon or anything like that.
I mean, it's one of those things that you have to learn to love. Get in your head. Put on a podcast, right? I listen to podcasts when I run. I'm just saying.
Okay.
You're missing out. All right, my turn. Your most memorable member story. So I asked this question because Matt's been a trainer in Burn Nation for a really long time. We have focus meetings, as our Burn members know. And now that he's on the live, I know he gets a lot of members that message him just about how maybe the Burn Bootcamp has changed them. So I thought this was an interesting question because I know you also share them on your stories.
I do. So what's the question?
What is your most memorable member story?
So this just popped up to me because I think, let's look at the date. This is on my Instagram. So we were in St. Louis, Missouri at Chelsea Theodoropoulos' gyms about a year ago. And this guy came up to me after the last camp that day and wanted to tell me his story. And his name was, Jeff. So the day before he walked into Burn Boot Camp Manchester, he tried to commit suicide. And he saw the reason why he didn't do it, he told me, was because he couldn't get the images of his kids out of his mind. And the next day, he was walking down the road of Burn Boot Camp Manchester, and he decided just to literally just walk in. And that was a huge moment in his life, not only obviously to still be on this earth for his kids, but also to make himself better. And since he's walked into that gym, this was April 13th of 2022 when he told me this, and he's probably lost more weight since then. He lost 100 pounds at Burn Boot Camp Manchester with the trainers there, Jill, who embraced him literally the moment he walked into the gym and just told him, "Hey, I got you." And I got to follow up on this, but he told me that day, not only did he literally save his own life, but he wants to be a trainer now, and he told me that he wanted to pass the CPT, like the certification to be a trainer. So those are the types of stories I hear all the time. And I try to make a point of posting about it to if anyone else is going through a similar situation, and then save them to my Instagram. But that story to me really stuck out because as a male, sometimes you don't want to share your feelings to another male because you might feel weak. So for him to come up to me in that moment, his wife was literally like right next to him, and he was telling the story to me. I was like, oh my gosh. So that was a very, very memorable story that I'll probably remember for, the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to Jeff and Jill. We love
Yes.
Jill and Chelsea.
Yes.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome. Great question. Okay. Next one. What is your number one protein source that no matter what, this is your go-to to eat?
I'm the opposite of you. Grilled chicken.
Grilled chicken.
I love grilled chicken. I could eat grilled chicken like it's candy. I love also scrambled eggs. Those two things, which...
Do you eat them together?
I mean, I would.
They're delicious. I've done it.
I'm going to try it. I freaking love grilled chicken.
Why?
I would choose grilled chicken over candy.
Do you season it? How do you make it?
A little bit of seasoning. I don't do it. I'm not a condiment person.
Okay.
Unless it's super dry, then I'll put a little bit of ketchup. But no.
Are you cooking this grilled chicken? Are you the cooker?
I can make some grilled chicken.
Okay.
I mean, I can make it not technically.
You can man the grill or woman the grill?
Well, no, I need to learn how to man the grill, but I can make it on the stovetop, so it's not technically grilled chicken at that moment. But
okay.
No. Yeah.
Have you ever went outside of that and you're like, okay, I do like grilled chicken? Like, did you ever? I'm gonna try something else, and you're like, nope, this is my go-to.
I mean, I've tried lean like turkey.
Mm-hmm. It's just not the same.
I'll eat it. Like I make meatballs a lot out of turkey. I mean, it's okay, but I can't just like. I love grilled chicken.
She loves
and
grilled
if you
chicken.
know me, my family out there knows that this is very true.
Okay.
Love a salad.
Yeah, she just
Also very boring.
That's all right.
It's okay. All right, my turn.
Let's go.
All right, if you could only do one exercise for the rest of your life, what would it be and why?
Okay. Kind of along the same lines of you and walk. I'm not going to choose walking lunges because you just already said that. But for me, Bulgarian split squats. Bulgarian split squats. People behind the camera just looked at me like, dude, are you crazy? I love Bulgarian split squats. Why? Because they suck. For me, what I've realized working out for the last 20 years is it takes a long time to love an exercise that's terrible. But you got to continually to do them. A huge benefit. Why? Because you're working on the same leg the entire time. So like walking lunges is different because you get a little bit of a break because you alternate with each step. You're moving, but a Bulgarian, like you are locked into that front leg where the back leg is elevated. That's what a Bulgarian split squat is. And it's so hard because you're hammering the same leg rep after rep after rep after rep. And I've also seen, obviously a lot of development in my legs doing those. The worst and best thing about Bulgarians is it's only really going to come down to the last 10 seconds. That sucks. Like if you can get through the last 10 seconds of that exercise, that's the whole ball game. So if you can, whatever you got to tell yourself the last 10 seconds or motivate yourself before you go into the set, like I just got to get through the last 10 seconds. That's what Bulgarians are. So I would say, not only that, if that's the only exercise, it gets my heart rate up high.
Yeah.
So you get the benefit of the conditioning as well. And you can do it multiple ways where you can do drop sets where you start with 2 dumbbells and you go to 1 dumbbell and you finish it off with body weight reps. So
look at you having fun with Bulgarian
yeah,
split
Bulgarian
squats.
split squats would be the exercise I do for the rest of my life. And I would hate the rest of my life. Just kidding.
I will say though, form has a lot to do with
that's
those terrible
not a lot. The only thing to do with it.
If you're doing those wrong, you're going to impact, it's going to hurt more than, you're going to lose focus on the muscle group that you are working.
Mm-hmm.
So I know for a long time I was doing those wrong and it was like, I was hurting my back. And so I wanted to stop doing the exercise because my back hurt. But then once I got my form down, I still hate a Bulgarian split squat, but now I can actually feel the muscle working. Mm-hmm. And to me, that's what gets me through it. It's like, okay, I feel this, like just power through. So I understand while it's a terrible choice, I understand.
Your form has gotten a lot better.
Yes. Thank you.
Someone taught you well.
Thank you, Matt. All right. Oh, your turn.
It's my turn?
It's your turn.
What's your favorite act of recovery? So if you're not going to work out that day for whatever reason, what are you going to do?
Go for a walk.
Go for a walk? How long? How fast is your walk? Do you want to get a sweat going? Does it not matter?
It depends. Some days I'm like, I'm going to get after this. I might throw in some walking lunges in my walk. Other days I'm just like, I'm just here to move my body. Sometimes it's because there's a really good podcast that I wanted to listen to. And so I'm just out. I like to multitask. I can't just, I have to do multiple things at one time. And so that's, I don't know, walking.
Walking is probably the best act of recovery you can do.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Cool.
All right. Next one.
Have you ever felt stuck in your fitness journey, and how did you overcome it?
Man. So this is why I like this podcast, because you probably think, oh yeah, Matt works out all the time. He doesn't have miss, and he never skips his workouts. I skip my workouts all the time. So this past year started in March, where we were recording a lot of content for the app, where I would be doing 2 workouts in the studio every day. So I'd be doing the live, and then right afterwards, we would be recording content, either a quick camp or an athlete games workout or a partner workout. And that was very taxing on my body. And there was about, March, 6 months. 6 months I was in a lull.
Oh, wow.
6 months where I was like, dude, I do not want to work out today. I would maybe work out once or twice during the week for me. And it took a long time to get out of the rut for me. And that happens, you guys, to all those trainers out there who have to put so much energy into other people. You sometimes don't have the energy for yourself to work out. It's kind of like in other professions where, I don't know, if you're a hairdresser, right, all the time, the last thing you want to do is go home and cut your kids' own hair or something like that. It's the same thing with trainers. The more they train people, it's sometimes hard for you to get your own workout in because you don't want to do it. So that was me for the last 6 months. I finally got out of that recently, where now I'm back to, working out at least 4 times a week. But it's also accepting the fact that it's okay not to work out. Like, not to go cold turkey and not work out forever, but if you're not feeling it, step back for a while and get back in it. The hardest part is just showing up the next day and just doing the work. So
yeah, wow, I didn't even know that. 6 months, yeah. That's a long time.
6 months. I was in a rut for like 6 months, and I remember I lost a lot of weight because I was traveling. And the moment when someone tells me you're looking skinny, I'm like, oh man, I freaking hate that word. So I got to start putting the muscle back on. All right. So, but I'm back to it now.
Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah. Okay. This is number 4. What are your top 3 favorite protocols to go to? Like, if it's on the protocol this week, I'm not missing.
Leg day?
Yeah.
I made a commitment to myself, and I haven't done as good of a job because life and work and things get in the way. I told myself I wasn't going to miss a leg day. I have, but I try and make it to as many as I can. Athletic conditioning and metabolic conditioning. So
I like them.
Yeah. Those are mine.
Okay.
Share yours. We want to know. Okay. This is number 5.
Last one.
For you. Well, for me.
Yeah.
For you to answer. What is your why? So let me preface this.
Man.
At Burn Boot Camp, we talk a lot about our why. What brought you to Burn Boot Camp? Why are you here? What are you doing for yourself? And so I don't know if I've ever heard Matt's why. And so I thought, let's talk about it on the podcast.
I don't think it's a single thing. I'm going to say a couple things here that are very important to me. I don't know if I maybe shared these publicly. So the number one thing is, I come from a group of friends that are ultra competitive. We had a pretty big friend group growing up, middle school, junior high, high school. Devin was a part of that friend group, and we always were super competitive with one another. And one summer, one of our friends, Brett Schwartz, told me that, he wasn't, this is after we turned 21. He goes, you know what? I'm not going to drink for the entire summer. I was like, this guy, this means I can't drink for the whole summer. He's about to get shredded. He's like, dude, I'm going to work out all the time. I'm going to lift weights. I'm not touching alcohol this summer. I was like, all right, I'm going to do that too. And then I was like, okay, we got through the summer. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to try and go a little bit longer. I was like, you know what? I'll go a little bit longer. And I just think the competitiveness of people who you grow up with carries you a little bit through the rest of your life. So if I wasn't in that group when I was young and immersed in a competitive environment, I don't think I'd be as disciplined as I am now of, eating the right foods and making a commitment to myself for my health. So it's kind of like that nature versus nurture. Mm-hmm. So I think a lot of it has to do with who I grew up with. The other thing is my mom always walked all the time. So she was a huge walker. She would come home from work. She had freaking 3 kids. 2 of them were twins. The other part of that is I have a twin. So I think that competitive thing was in the womb, like stealing his food so I could have it. But no matter what, she wouldn't miss exercising after work. And she would be coming home dog tired. Like she'd have to make dinner for 3 kids. Didn't matter. She was going to walk. So I saw that and I was like, dude, if this woman can work out after work, I got 0 excuses to not put my health and my fitness and make it the most important thing in my life. So those 2 things. And the last thing is dude, I don't care if this sounds like I'm vain. I like to look good. Like, I think that's okay to say in a way where it's natural. So like, I like to look good. I like, having a 6-pack and it's okay if you don't, but for me, I like to look good in my clothes. I like to look good out of my clothes. So that's it. That's the honest answer.
Look good, feel good.
Yeah.
We have Caleb over there behind the camera laughing, so it made me chuckle.
Yeah. That's my why. Those 3 things.
All right.
All right, last one for you. If you could tell your day 1 workout self one thing, what would it be?
Day 1 workout self. So
all the things you know now.
But like starting with my burn boot camp journey, or like because I've been working.
Think about all the knowledge you've gained over however long you've worked out.
Okay.
And the mistakes you've made along the way, the things that didn't work and you thought they would. What would be the main thing you would tell yourself on the day you started making fitness in a big part of your life?
Don't overcomplicate it. I think there's a lot of times people overcomplicate the whole thing, the whole journey. You don't have to. You don't have to have a strict diet. You don't have to do doubles. You don't have to. It's okay if you have a rest day. I think you have to do what's best for you, and also educate yourself on like form. If you're gonna put in the time and the effort, do the exercises correctly, I think is also a big one. I think for the longest time I was just like rushing through. And so I had to tell myself to like slow down and almost enjoy the moment, even though you're in a lot of pain and you want it to be over. I know that's kind of 2 different answers of like, don't overcomplicate it, but also enjoy being able to move your body. I think is also something that I take for granted sometimes. There's people out there that can't do that. So do it for you and nobody else, I think is my biggest thing.
That's great.
I think that was like a lot of answers. As I was talking, and I just kept thinking of more things.
Yeah. Okay, that's 10 questions total, guys. Hey, let us know if you like this format. I liked it. We might bring it back. So if you're listening to this podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, leave us a review. If you're on YouTube, like, subscribe, share. Get in our DMs, give us questions you want to hear about, and we'll be back with another episode very, very soon. And we're going to take it out like we always do with 2 claps on 2. 1, 2. Bye, guys. See you later.
Bye.